Yeah, it's kind of sad to look at my collection in this state, you know? But once I get more things out, I can start reorganizing it. For now, I'm just going to feel like a
beta.
So I'll show you a couple of like the key items that left the collection this week. I'll just flash them on the screen. Let me know what you think about that. Should I have kept them? Am I making a mistake here? But I wanted to share like 3 things I feel in retrospect that really made it easier for me to say goodbye to these items, to start dipping into the collection and not feel bad about it, not feel like that FOMO feeling, you know? So number 1, the most impactful thing that helped me get over that fear of selling my video game collection and really slimming it down is knowing what my goal was and having a goal, actually having a vision for what I wanted in the future. If there's anything I'm going to teach my son is that if there's really something you want in life, you have to make it a goal, like a time sensitive goal, and have a relentless pursuit of it if you really want it bad enough, right? And for me, I talked about it at the trailer. I have my midlife crisis motorcycle, which is not a vanity thing. I don't know if I've explained that yet, but to me it represents more than just, it's an auto cycle. The thing I want is called the Polaris Slingshot. Like, to me, it's not just a motorcycle, it's a conduit to adventure. I envision myself taking, like, where you spend a lot of time in the summer, like out of the city at the trailer. I want to take that auto cycle outside of the city with my wife beside me and just go on like nighttime adventures on that thing, really, because I can't do that on the scooter. Okay, but I see taking my wife to the beach in that slingshot. You know, my son actually asked me to pick him up in school once I got my slingshot. And when you know what you really want, I feel like it really helps you get rid of those things in your life that you really don't need. Number 2, the second biggest thing that helped me come to terms with selling my video game collection is just the overall benefits of having less stuff. You know, you think about, like, when is a house the most beautiful, generally speaking, right? It's when you first walk into the house, before you buy it, but when it's for sale and it's all staged nicely. I'm not gonna be a minimalist game collector. I feel like I'm still gonna be somewhat of a hoarder, but just to have less stuff here, I feel like, even just aesthetically speaking, I'll be able to breathe easier in my space. I'll be able to do more things in my space. Also, the risk factor of it, right? The longer we hold on to, especially a lot of these expensive games, now is probably the time to cash out. We've sat on this investment long enough. There's gonna come a point where, you know, you might have a flood, God forbid, disc rot, what have you, just doesn't work anymore, and then your investment is just... And number 3, it's the funds. It's a funny thing too, like, the more my funds are growing in my bank account, not that I'm trying to be Scrooge McDuck over here, but as my funds go up, my opportunities are going up at the same time. I wonder if that's how rich people operate. Meaning Scarface, probably, I don't know. But it's just because you have the ability to actually reinvest things. I don't know, you have funds that you can buy things to flip or to upgrade in your collection. The more money I have, the more times I find things. I just wanted to share those 3 things, and my non-advice for people maybe who want to start selling their collection and maybe are scared or afraid. I would tell to that person, like if I was talking to myself back in June, Kuya Nate, you really have to look at yourself. Honestly, brutally honest. Why do you want to keep these games? Why are you holding on to these games? What is the end goal? Because I think if you really look at it and you take things to their logical conclusion, for a lot of people who don't think about it, it's just going to end up being you're going to die with those games. That scares the crap out of me. So sometimes I think we really do have to be brutally honest with ourselves. Kick away all that bullshit. I think that's how psychologists work, how therapists work, right? They operate from this premise that, I don't know if this is true, I'm not a psychologist, but like the solution to all your life's problems really lie within you. And a therapist and a psychologist kind of helps you shovel that bullshit out of the way so you can see your own way out. Because there's no one else going to solve your problems but you. No one's coming to save you. So now, the question must be asked. Kuya Nate, are you a filthy goddamn reseller? Answer the question with a deflection. It's really funny when you think about it.